Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive? This time, we're tackling the power of the subconscious mind.
Yeah, we got so many requests to dig into this topic after we mentioned it a few weeks back, so we knew we had to do a full deep dive.
We dove into Joseph Murphy, the power of your subconscious mind. See what gems we could unearth.
This audiobook, gotta say, it's a classic for a reason. Really lays out just how much potential we all have if we can just tap into it.
This idea that we have this hidden power within us is so fascinating to me, This subconscious mind working behind the scenes 24/7.
Murphy uses this great analogy in the book. He describes the subconscious mind as this vast, fertile garden, right?
Oh, I like that.
Your conscious mind, the one you're using right now to listen to us, that's like the gardener, planting seeds, your thoughts. But it's the subconscious, that's the soil, you see. That determines if those seeds sprout into, weeds or like beautiful flowers.
Okay, so our subconscious is where those thoughts become our reality.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm constantly thinking I'm not good enough, I'll never reach my goals.
That's the catch, right? The power and also kind of the scary part of the subconscious. It doesn't judge those thoughts, it just takes them and runs with them, like accepts them as truth and starts working to make them happen in your life.
Okay, so that's pretty powerful. But if we learn to control those thoughts, those seeds, then we can actually shape our reality.
Yeah, that's what Murphy calls the law of belief, right? What you believe about yourself, about the world, about what you're capable of, it all becomes your reality.
Because your subconscious acts on those beliefs.
Or whether those beliefs are actually true or not, that's the thing.
Whoa. It's not just about positive thinking then. It's about really believing what you're thinking.
You got it. Like the woman in the book who really, really wanted a specific handbag, remember? She couldn't afford it, but she just kept visualizing it, telling herself, it's mine, it's mine. She got it as a gift. It's like her subconscious mind made it happen, orchestrated the whole thing.
Okay, that's wild. But hold on. What about that story of the man who said he'd give his right arm to see his daughter get better? He actually ends up losing his arm, and his daughter is healed.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Shows how powerful our words can be. Murphy calls it the power of suggestion, When we keep repeating an idea, it doesn't matter if we're doing it consciously or not. Our subconscious takes it as a command. Like this guy's subconscious took his words about giving his arm as a way to heal his daughter, literally.
So the thoughts themselves matter, sure, but the power we give them through repetition, through belief, that's what really counts.
Like programming a computer, almost.
Totally. And remember that young singer in the book? The one who got over stage fright by just telling herself she was confident.
Auto-suggestion, yeah.
Yeah.
She wasn't naturally confident, but she basically reprogrammed her mind to respond with confidence instead of fear by repeating that belief over and over.
Okay, so how do we make sure we're, sending the right messages then? If our subconscious is that powerful, got to be careful what we feed it, right?
Absolutely. And that's where Murphy gives us these techniques, this toolkit for working with the subconscious. But it all starts with knowing that you have the power. You're in control.
So we've got this powerful subconscious, right? It's shaping our reality based on what we believe.
Yeah.
How do we work with it, though? What tools does Murphy give us?
Well, he offers a few different techniques, and they all kind of come back to this idea of, consciously putting new thoughts and beliefs into your subconscious. One of the powerful ones is visualization.
Oh, like creating a mental picture of what we want to achieve.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not just seeing it, it's about really feeling it, engaging all your senses. Like if you want to achieve a certain goal, imagine you're already there, experiencing that success, feeling the joy. Heck, even smell the victory champagne if that's your thing.
So I'm not just passively picturing it, I'm actively living it in my mind, feeling the emotions as if it's already happened.
That's it. The more vividly you can experience it, in your mind, the more it'll stick in your subconscious. And the more your subconscious believes it, the more likely it'll show up in your real life.
Okay, that makes sense. What about affirmations? They're pretty popular these days. Does Murphy talk about those at all?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Affirmations are those positive statements, that you repeat to yourself with feeling, with conviction.
Yeah.
And you do it to, plant that desired belief in your subconscious. The classic one, everyone knows it, is I am healthy, wealthy, and happy.
Doesn't that feel a bit fake sometimes? I mean, if you don't actually feel healthy or wealthy, isn't it just lying to yourself?
Well, you got to remember, the subconscious, it doesn't really tell the difference between what's real and what's imagined, right? It's like a kid almost. believes what it's told,
Okay.
especially if you keep saying it with emotion. So even if you don't feel wealthy right now, saying, I am wealthy over and over, that starts planting the seed. And as that seed grows, it can actually start changing your actions and choices, leading you to more abundance.
So it's about using affirmations to, like, shift our mindset, start believing in the possibility of something, even if we can't see it yet.
Exactly. It's about getting your thoughts aligned with what you want. And then you got to trust that the subconscious will find ways to make it happen.
This is making me think of that story Murphy tells about the guy who cured himself of paralysis, the functional kind. He did it by just visualizing himself walking.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually walking, right? But he was creating that pathway in his mind, and his body eventually caught up.
Wow. So it wasn't just like wishful thinking. It was a real effort to reprogram his mind. And it actually worked.
That's the power of mental imagery right there.
Okay, so we've got visualization, we've got affirmations, anything else we can use to tap into this subconscious power.
Well, Murphy also talks about this thing called the passing over technique. It's all about, giving your problems or your desires to your subconscious before you go to sleep.
Like giving it a to-do list for the night.
Pretty much. It's about recognizing that our conscious mind isn't always the best problem solver. Sometimes the best solutions come when we step back and let the subconscious do its thing, that creative part of us.
Right. We've all had those moments where the solution to a problem just pops into our head, like in the shower or when we're about to fall asleep.
Bingo. That's the subconscious at work. And the more you do this, consciously hand over those problems before sleep, the more you can tap into that well of creative answers.
It's like a whole new way of looking at life, isn't it? Less about forcing things and more about like aligning our thoughts and desires and then just trusting the process.
You got it.
Yeah.
Murphy calls it the law of reversed effort. He says when we try to force things, when we're always striving, struggling, it creates resistance, like swimming upstream, But when we relax, trust that the universe has our back, things start to flow more easily.
Makes me think of that story of the salesman who thought he was jinxed, couldn't close any deals. When he changed his mindset, started visualizing those successful interactions with clients, started believing in himself, things turned around. Right.
Yeah, he started closing deals left and right. That's the power of belief. He stopped fighting himself, stopped fighting that jinx, and started aligning his thoughts and beliefs with what he wanted. His subconscious listened.
Okay, this is really empowering stuff.
Hey.
I gotta admit, though, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, too. It's like we're talking about retraining our brains here, which feels like a huge task.
It doesn't have to be overwhelming, though. Think about it. Your subconscious is incredibly adaptable, It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Start small. Pick one thing you want to change in your life and try one of these techniques.
So if I'm trying to boost my confidence, I could try repeating affirmations like, I am confident, I am capable, throughout the day. Or maybe visualize myself rocking those social situations.
Exactly. And you got to be patient. It takes time to change those old patterns. But if you stick with it, you really can rewire your brain for more happiness, success, all that good stuff.
Okay, I'm feeling a little less overwhelmed now and a lot more excited, honestly. It's like these techniques, they can be used for anything, can't they? Relationships, career goals, well-being.
Yeah, no doubt. And don't forget about forgiveness either. Holding on to anger, resentment, all that negativity, it just weighs you down.
So it's not about saying what someone did was okay. It's about letting go of that burden for yourself.
You got it. Choose peace over pain.
And what about staying young at heart?
Yeah.
Murphy talks about that too, right?
Yeah, he does. It all comes down to having that mindset of joy, curiosity, and being grateful. Focusing on what you love, learning new things, appreciating the small moments.
So it's not about clinging to youth. It's about aging with a good attitude, with that, zest for life.
Exactly. Stay open to new experiences. Build those meaningful relationships. Find joy in the simple things.
This has been, wow, a really fascinating look into this power we all have. Inside our own minds, I mean.
It's amazing, isn't it, how much control we actually have when we start working with our subconscious, instead of against it.
I'm really starting to see my own limiting beliefs differently now.
Well, that's the first step, right? Becoming aware of those negative thoughts. Then you can start to, challenge them, replace them with something better.
So much of what we've talked about today comes back to taking responsibility. For our own thoughts, I mean.
Oh, absolutely. We're not just, victims of circumstance. We get to choose our thoughts. And when we do that, we choose our reality.
One of the things that really hit me was that idea that Our subconscious, it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined.
Right. It's why stuff like visualization and affirmations work so well. When you keep putting that desired outcome in your mind, even if it hasn't happened yet, you're planting the seed for it to happen, you know?
And it's not just wishful thinking, is it? It's about actively choosing our thoughts and then actually doing something about it.
You got it. The subconscious is powerful, but it's not magic, right? You still got to put in the work.
But that work, it becomes so much easier, doesn't it? When your subconscious is on your side.
Like a team effort, right? Your conscious mind sets the goal, and your subconscious figures out how to get you there.
And one of the best times to connect with our subconscious is during sleep, right?
For sure. When we sleep, the conscious mind takes a break, gives the subconscious a chance to step up, like a direct line to your inner wisdom.
So before we fall asleep, we can use that time to, like, say our affirmations or visualize what we want, basically program our minds for success.
Exactly. And make sure it's a peaceful environment, you know? Screens off, lights low, let your mind and body really relax and recharge.
What about when we feel stuck, though? You know, when there's a problem we just can't seem to solve.
That's where that passing over technique is so useful. You surrender the problem to your subconscious before you sleep. Trust that it'll work on it while you rest.
So it's not about forcing it, it's about letting go, trusting that the answer will come.
More often than not, the best solutions pop up when we take a step back, you know? Let the subconscious do its thing.
I love that. It's like we have this inner guide always working for us, even when we don't realize it.
And that guide, it's connected to something much bigger than just us. Murphy talks about, like, tapping into this source of infinite intelligence through our subconscious.
That sounds pretty deep. Is he saying we all have, like, psychic powers or something?
Not necessarily. It's more about understanding that we're all connected to something bigger, you know?
Yeah.
A source of wisdom and creativity that we can all access.
Through our subconscious.
Exactly. Things like meditation, prayer, or even just being out in nature.
Yeah.
Those can help quiet the mind and connect to that deeper level of awareness.
It's like tapping into this well of inspiration and guidance.
And that can bring peace, purpose, you know, real meaning to life.
This whole deep dive has been, wow, really eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new toolkit for creating the life I want, you know?
Remember, the power is within you. Choose your thoughts wisely, believe in yourself, and trust the process. Your subconscious mind is your best friend on this journey to creating a life you love.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the power of the subconscious mind. Remember, folks, the possibilities are endless.